Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're looking at the Ratchet Rocket DX. This is a ratcheting multi-tool, primarily designed for cyclists because it's got all the Allen key bits, but you can use it for sort of anything. I've got the DX, as I said. There's a few different strains, but they all have the same main tool, which is like the ratcheting thing, and just come into like different pouches and that kind of thing. I paid about £20 for this, and it seems to be around that kind of price. Let's jump in straight into it. So I won't focus too much on this plastic kind of casing because not all of them come with that, only the DX does. The main part of it is obviously the tool itself. This is made of stainless steel chrome plating, and it's really solid, really feels really well made. So you've got the sort of ratcheting function. You can turn it without moving the whole thing around. Hopefully you're familiar with what a ratcheting thing is. Over here is a little switch which you can flick to change the direction of the ratcheting. So we're going anti-clockwise, then we can flick the switch and go clockwise. And I'll show you more how to use that later on. On the other end, you can also just put in a bit and use it as a normal sort of non-ratcheting function. So there's a wide range of bits, going from 2 to 6 mil. There's also an 8 mil, so that covers pretty much anything on a bike. I think it's metric. You've got a Phillips head screwdriver bit and a Torx bit, which I unfortunately have lost, but that's quite a handy addition. There's also a couple tire levers included, depending on the model, which are a bit finicky to get out. I personally don't use these because they're metal, they'll scratch the hell out of my rims. It's kind of nice they included them, but they're pretty useless. I prefer plastic tire levers, but hey ho. We can get the bit and basically just slot it into the main tool. And then once you've got the bit in, I'll demonstrate on my seat post here. I can just take that bolt, loosen it, flick it to turn it to clockwise, and then I can tighten it back up if I want. So, you know, it's a decent sized tool. You get quite a bit of torque on it. So as I was saying, you can put bits into the end of the tool. So it gets secured by a magnet. And then, you know, say if you need to put that into a tight spot, or, you know, when bolts are really loose at the beginning, you can sort of use that instead. And it's really handy. Right, so hopefully, as the demonstration showed, this thing is really easy to use. Dare I say it makes things kind of fun because it's so easy. I should probably say as well, I've used this on furniture probably more than I have on my bike because, you know, it's just an Allen key at the end of the day. Overall, I'd say it's really durable and well made. I've had this for 5 years and everything is, you know, working just as I got it. I don't use it all the time, but it doesn't feel like any part of it is weak or loose. I should say there is one part where the coating has started to flake off, so that's maybe the only thing I've noticed in terms of wear, but I think as long as I don't chip away at it too much, it should be fine. In terms of other competitors and that kind of thing, this Crank Brothers one I've seen around. There's sort of that style of multi-tool where all the tools fold in, and they don't have the ratcheting thing. They do maybe have more tools on them than this does, and maybe they are a little bit more compact, but I do think the sort of ease of use is the main selling point of this, and that ratcheting function, you can't compete with it. Okay, let's sum it all up as always. I think this is really well built and very durable. It's also a joy to use, really easy to use because of that ratcheting function, so I found use for it not just on the bike but on furniture and that kind of thing as well. You've also got sort of all the main bits you need. It is lacking sort of the more exotic tools. I know some tools have like 20 in one. This has maybe got like 7 or 8 things. At around £20, I think this is quite expensive. It's quite a luxury item, essentially just a glorified Allen key, but maybe a nice gift to get for someone. And the last thing is, as I've said a couple times, these tire levers that are included, they are just not very good. I think that's all I wanted to say. If you have any more questions, drop them in the comments, but otherwise, I'll catch you next time.